A successful conversion is all about balancing frustration and engagement.
Okay.
Engagement happens through content, through newsletters, through habit-forming content, through anything that brings your reader back to your site more frequently, keeps them there for longer. So like games and polls, all of that jazz, and community. So it keeps people engaged with the website.
Right.
Frustration is when you get blocked, when you get stopped in the process of doing something you want to do. So in the context of paywalls or registration walls or any kind of walls, you're being stopped when you're trying to read your article, you're trying to engage, and being asked to do something in exchange for continued access. But different walls create different levels of frustration, because like there's a newsletter wall, for instance, which is when you're blocked and you're asked to sign up to a newsletter in exchange for access to content. That is not as frustrating as when you're blocked by a paywall and you're asked to pay £5 a month in order to access the content. So if we're not very engaged and we're hitting a paywall, we're going to be very frustrated. But if you have high level engagement and you're blocked by a paywall, the frustration will be lower because the engagement outweighs some of the frustration. So you can think of it almost like steps. So you can't jump up to the first floor. Like you need to go up the steps first.
Right, yeah.
And so basically you can imagine your unengaged readers who are, as a reminder, 95% of your audience.
Right, okay.
You want to move them up the steps. You're not going to ask them to subscribe like straight away and ask them to jump all of the flight of stairs.
Yeah.
So what you can do instead is lead them through what we call soft conversion steps.
Okay.
So that's your newsletter wall or your registration wall, for instance. So registrations when you ask someone to create a free account in exchange for access. And the goal of these is that each of these steps increases their engagement and their propensity to subscribe in the future.
Okay.
So it's almost like moving them up the steps, because signing up to a newsletter, that creates a habit. You engage in the newsletter, then you click through the newsletter, you visit the site, and maybe that happens once a week or every morning. You form a habit of reading their content.
Yeah.
Creating a free account, you usually get benefits in exchange for account creation. So maybe UX features such as saving content for later or being able to share content. Then you could also add in, being able to comment on articles so you interact with the community. That brings you back to the site more. You're able to even, access podcasts or download articles so then you can read them on the tube when you don't have internet. Then that increased engagement and moves you up those steps. So as every reader right now is starting on a different step, you want to show them a wall, an experience that is adapted to where they are on the steps.
Yeah, and you got to have something different then for each step because it's a different requirement.
Because they're at a different level.